Greetings to everybody. Today we came on earlier than normal, usually on Tuesday, but we do it on Monday today because tomorrow will be busy, so I won't be able to do tomorrow. So we'll do it today. So okay, Prim NY, who is Prim NY? Nong Nok no, Geraldine, Geraldine, Geraldine from Singapore, from Malaysia. Good evening, Geraldine. Good evening, Geraldine.
Good evening, Ajahn.
How are
Hello,
you?
Ajahn. I'm good. Thank you, Ajahn.
From Singapore?
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay.
How are you?
Are you surprised that we have a meeting today?
Yes, usually it's on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, but tomorrow it will be a holiday here, and I have to give Dhamma talk in the afternoon, so I might be too tired to talk at night, so I move it to today.
Right. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank
So
you.
my schedule is a little bit flexible. Anicca, you have to use
Anija.
the word anicca.
Yes, Ajahn.
We live in a changing world. Everything changes all the time. You shouldn't try to fix things when you cannot. Just flow with
Yes,
things,
Ajahn.
flow with reality, and there will be no problem. Right?
Yes, Ajahn. Nice to see you, Ajahn.
Okay. We having any question today from you, Geraldine?
Ajahn, so I've been meditating, and the thing is, it's on the breath, but nothing happens. It's just like you just keep watching the breath and watching the breath and watching the breath. So it's just continuation of just keep watching the breath, is it?
Yes, and try to stop you from thinking. Don't think at the same time while you're watching your breath. You should not think about anything at all. Just the breath that you have to be aware of. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. That's all. The problem is your mind wants to go think about other things. If you let it go think about other things while you watch your breath, then you will not get any result. Your mind will not become calm.
Yes. So last time I used to think a lot, and last time I used to get lost in thoughts, but now it gets better. I can concentrate on the breath better, but nothing happens. I just keep concentrating on the breath, and
That's what we want to. We don't want anything to happen. We want the mind to become calm and still and empty. If you expect something to happen, then you will be disappointed. Because we're gonna stop the mind from having anything happening. We want the mind to become calm and empty of happenings, no happening, just emptiness. That's a different kind of happening, a new kind of happening that you never experienced before. Because in all of your life, you always see things happening, hear things, but now we want to stop everything. So just keep watching your breath and don't anticipate for any action, for any happening.
okay,
And
just keep.
should there be any happening, you should disregard it because it's not what we want. Yeah. Sometimes you got nimitta, sometimes you have something. You don't want that. You want just to keep on watching your breath and eventually reach emptiness. That's the goal. The mind become empty of thoughts, empty of everything. Like existing, floating in space, but you have a sense of peace and happiness and calm, and so don't expect any happening. If you should have any happening, you should be careful, because this is not what you want. Some people see things, see images, hear things. Don't be distracted. Keep continue on focusing on your breath.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay?
Thank you.
Is that all for you today?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go to the next person, Forrest Tom. Hi, Forrest.
Hi, Ajahn. How are you?
From Singapore?
No, from America,
Oh,
Boston.
Boston. I see.
Yeah.
Must be what? About 9 o'clock in Boston now. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started working, but I'm taking a break from my work.
Do you work at home?
Yeah,
Mhm.
on the computer.
What kind of work you do?
Software engineering,
Software
programming.
engineering. Working for a company or freelancing?
Freelance. Well, sort of freelancing. I'm working for 2 different companies right now.
Uh-huh. And what kind of software you do?
One of them is like software for hospitals, and the other one is software for pharmaceutical research.
Okay. So you're on the medical side of the work.
Yeah, but I'm just writing the code, so I'm not that involved in all the scientific knowledge, but yeah, that's what it's for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any question today?
Yeah, so I was just wondering if you could explain um, what the difference is between an ordinary person and a noble disciple.
Okay. An ordinary person still have defilements, such as greed, hatred, and delusion. With the noble disciple, they start to shed this defilement off from their mind, gradually, one step at a time. Sotapanna, Sakidagami, Anagami, and Arahant eventually. Once you reach the highest level, then all your greed, hatred, and delusion will all be disappeared from your mind. Your mind become pure, and no suffering or dukkha, no stress, mental stress. So this is the difference between a noble person and an ordinary person like us. Also, the noble person has reduced the number of rebirth. When you reach the first stage of enlightenment as a Sotapanna, you reduce your rebirth back down to 7, maximum 7 lives. And if you reach the second level, you will reduce your rebirth down to one rebirth as a human being. And then if you reach the third stage of enlightenment, you will not return as a human anymore, but you will still be reborn in the Brahma realm. And once you reach the fourth stage of enlightenment, then you are completely free from rebirth, from the samsara, the 3 realms of existence. Okay, this is the goal of Buddhist practice, is to save the mind from rebirth, because every rebirth comes with aging, sickness, and death, and suffering. And
Thank
you
you.
have to cut off your defilements, specifically the 3 cravings: craving for sensual pleasure, craving for being, and craving for not being, by the practice of morality, meditation, and wisdom. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
You haven't studied this thing at all?
I've been practicing Buddhism for a few years.
But you don't know the difference between a noble one and an ordinary person.
I mean, I've read some things from the suttas about it, but in my heart, it's still not totally clear. So
Is it clearer now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions?
No.
Okay. We'll go to Sweetan. Hi, Sweetan. Unmute your microphone, please. How are you?
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you?
How's my audio and video look? How do I look?
Good
Okay.
today. So good.
You like it?
Yes, very good.
Sounds clear now. Okay.
What did you change something, Ajahn?
Yeah, I just use the phone now. I don't use the PC. With the
Oh,
PC, I have to use a webcam and I have to use the software for the webcam. When I use the PC, I have to use the phone as the webcam, and I have to have a software to use. And this software seems to be having problem.
mm,
That's how I got all the cracking sounds before.
right.
Mm.
So I
No,
decided I should
yeah.
just use the phone alone. It's a smaller screen, but I think it's okay.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot clearer. The picture and the sound both are really clear.
Okay. So no complaint now, I hope.
Never, Ajahn. No.
And no help either. I have so many people offering help. And they would buy me a new hardware, a new phone or something.
Oh, I see.
I say, it's okay, I'm trying to fix the problem my way.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, it's really clear.
Yeah.
So this is good now today, huh?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay. You have any question today?
I heard from one of your talk, Ajahn, that you said that we are trying when we teach our mind, we are teaching the sanya, the perception. So when we slowly teach the perception in our mind, the perception changed from sukang, nichang, and atta to anichang, anichang, dukang, anatta. When we are changing the sanya, the perception, is that meaning we're changing our wrong view to the right view in the Noble Eightfold Path?
That's right. You're changing from the Miccha Titi into Samma Titi. Miccha Titi is ignorant, seeing things as Nijjang Sukhang Atta. See, when we see things, we think they can give us happiness. So, but we don't see that this thing that gives us happiness is impermanent. It can cease one day, it can disappear one day. And anatta, you cannot really prevent it from disappearing from you. So when the truth is everything is anicca, anatta. By the virtue of anicca, anatta, they can cause you suffering, dukkha. If you have desire for them to become permanent, to be always be by your side, to give you happiness. So we're trying to reprogram the mind, really. That's what it is. We teach the mind. The mind has been trained by the ignorant to see things as sukhang. When you see something you like and you want, you think by having it will make you happy. Yeah. But you don't look at the downside that they don't last. The happiness you get from them, they don't last. Sooner or later, it's gonna change one way or the other. And when that changes, then your happiness disappear and then your sadness re-enter. So you have to always look at the downside of the things that you think can give you happiness. There's the other side, the flip side of the coin. Whatever people or things, they don't last forever. They don't remain the same, right? Eventually they will become old, become useless. Then they cannot give you the happiness that you look for, that you have from them. Everything, look at flower, anicca. Is flower anicca or not? When you go to a flower shop or you say, oh, beautiful flowers, I want it, I want it. I want to have beautiful flowers. But so you buy it and you put it in the vase in the house for a few days. Then what happens? It wilted. And then you have to throw away in the garbage can. This is the same with everything. If you can use the simile of the flower to apply to everything, they are the same like that. First impression, they give you good feeling, happiness, but they don't last. That's the problem. Okay, so try to look at everything as anicca, not lasting, not unchanging. It's constantly changing. The rate of change is so slow, sometimes we cannot see it day by day. You have to take a few days before you can see the change. Like the flowers, if you buy it a few hours later, it still looks the same to you, but it has already changed. If you look at it the next day, then it's become more obvious. So try to look at everything like the flower. Nice when it blooms, but eventually it will then turn into, I cannot think of the word, it will turn. Okay, so this is what we are trained to do. This is the development of insight of wisdom, to replace the ignorance in our mind.
But you can only teach our mind when we have samadhi, right, Ajahn?
Well, without samadhi, you can teach it, but the mind will not accept it. See, that's the problem. You still want it, Like what? Are you still addicted to coffee, for instance? Can you see anicca in coffee or not? Can you see dukkha in coffee or not? You cannot see dukkha in coffee. What happens when there's no coffee for you to drink?
Go and buy more coffee.
If you cannot buy coffee, for instance, if you're lost in the desert, what do you do? Well, like when you're locked down, under lockdown, you cannot go out and buy anything. That's drive people mad, see, when they cannot go outside and refill their stocks, because they are anicca, but you keep refilling them, so they don't appear to be anicca to you.
Yeah.
Because your delusion won't allow you to look at them as anicca. You always think you can always replace them. See?
Yeah.
So you have to try to live in the monastery with nothing and see what happens. See if you can see the anicca of sight, sound, smells, tactile objects and everything. There's nothing to see, nothing to hear. And what happens? Your mind go crazy, right? It's because you have no samadhi. If you have samadhi, no problem. You can remain calm and without any central objects, you can live without it. See? So this is very important, samadhi. Without samadhi, no matter how much you see the anicca, it's only theoretical in your mind, not real. Imagine. But when you're faced with reality, you cannot handle it. You either have to go look for them, or you go crazy, like people, like addicted people to things or drugs. So everything is like drugs, and we are addicted. We are addicted to them, but we don't know that we're addicted to them until you have not. When you don't have them, then you know that you are addicted to them. So try 1 week. Say from now on, 1 week you're gonna just have no refreshment. Just drink water for instance. No coffee, no juices, nothing. Because that's all the body needs is water, pure water. And no watching of anything like TV or anything like that. See if you can do that. This is to stop your sensual cravings. Yeah? If you have samadhi, then you can deal with this situation. You can be in a place where there's nothing for you to see, to hear, to touch, to drink. You won't feel bad. If you feel bad, you can always go back into samadhi. Because sometimes when you come out of samadhi, you eventually your samadhi will become weak. Your equanimity will become weak. So you have to recharge your equanimity by going back and meditate. So this is what you have to do. Do a lot of meditation until you can have equanimity when you come out of meditation. And when you see coffee, you say, I don't need it. I want to kick the habit. I don't want to no longer depend on coffee to make me happy. Because I know what will happen when there's no coffee. So that's right. That's why the Buddhas teach step by step. See? You have to have samadhi first before you can go and tackle your cravings. Before you can go eliminate your cravings, you have to have samadhi. If not, even though you know that the things that you crave for is anicca, dukkha, anatta, but it cannot stop your mind from desiring for craving, because the mind is driven by this craving, and they become restless and agitated. And so you feel that you just have to have it in order to calm your mind down again. So you need to be able to calm your mind first. And when you have cravings, then if you know that the thing that you crave for is anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can stop your mind.
But
Is
Ajahn,
that clear enough?
Ajahn, but the Buddha put like in the Noble Eightfold Path, the right concentration is the last one, and right view is the first one. Like, is there a relevance to that, or not a relevant question?
Well, basically, you need to have the right view first. Then right thought will follow, right action will follow, right speech, right livelihood, right exertion, right mindfulness and concentration will follow. So you first need to have the right view, and the right view is life is suffering. See, life is dukkha. And once you know that dukkha is caused by your craving, then you have to stop your cravings by the practice of sila, samadhi, and panya. So you have to have right action, right speech. This is sila, morality. And you have to have right livelihood. You don't want to hurt other beings. And you have to have right exertion. The right effort is for you to practice meditation, not to go make money. See, you switch your effort from seeking wealth to seeking peace of mind instead. Then you will then have to develop right mindfulness. And when you have right mindfulness, then you have right samadhi, which is jhana or some appana samadhi. And when you have appana samadhi, then you can then use right view to get rid of your craving. Your right view is to see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta.
It's a loop, Ajahn. It's like a loop.
Yeah, it's a loop. It's like a spiral staircase. You go from one level to the next, but you always have the right view as your leading man, the point man, the head.
And we write samadhi, we keep strengthening the right view. Is that how, like?
That's right. Then you got. Then you get more. You see more dukkha. Then you get rid of more of your dukkha. Okay.
It's very clear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you.
All right. We'll come back to you later if there's no other question. Okay, we'll go to Sally Chi from Malaysia. Hi, Sally.
Hi, good afternoon. Monday.
How are you?
Hi. Monday, I have a questions. So when we do this meditation, okay, by using the samadhi, so when should we change for samadhi to vipassana?
Oh, you don't change when you do samadhi. You only do samadhi.
Oh,
It's a different classroom. When you're in samadhi class, you only practice samadhi. When you finish with the samadhi class, then you can go into the vipassana class. It's like two different subjects. When you go to school, you have different subjects. You don't study at the same time. When you study mathematics, you don't study history. You wait till you finish mathematics before you can go and study history in the next hour. So when you meditate, you are doing samadhi. So you don't worry about vipassana or wisdom. Once you finish with samadhi, when you come out of meditation, then if you want, you can have a choice of either going to a mindfulness class or going to vipassana class. With mindfulness class, then you continue on with the developing mindfulness, reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, or watch your body. Then you are in the mindfulness class. But if you want to go into the vipassana class, then you have to contemplate that everything in this world that we live in is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Everything, whatever you have, they are anicca, dukkha, anatta. Money, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Your job is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Your friends, your family, everything that you belong to you is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Your body is anicca, dukkha, anatta. So you have to get rid of your attachment to them, because sooner or later they or you will be separated. And if you're still attached, you will feel intense suffering, mental suffering. Even before you experience, just to think about experiencing this thing already make you feel bad. When you think about losing your money, losing your job, losing your boyfriend, you already start to feel bad. But if you have samadhi, if your mind is calm and if you have wisdom to teach you that this is the way it's gonna be, whether you like it or not. No choice, no other way. So if you want to get rid of dukkha, then you have to get rid of your attachment to people and things around you. This is vipassana wisdom. So you choose to do separately. If you feel your mind is not strong enough yet to contemplate on this thing, then you should practice samadhi first. And before you can practice samadhi, you have to practice mindfulness first. So we have 3 classes. So you have to know which class you belong. People like to go into vipassana class without having mindfulness or samadhi. Then they would not be able to use vipassana to calm their mind, to get rid of their attachment.
understand.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. We'll go to the next person. And let me move the screen. I think it's Pola Peng. Hi, how are you? Where are you from? Unmute your microphone.
Hi, Ajahn. I'm from Singapore.
Singapore. Okay. Any question today?
No, because we didn't expect to see you live to see you live today.
Just want to watch, and listen.
Yes, because I tried to plant Dhamma seed in my son, so I asked him to sit down and then listen to some teaching and see whether he can appreciate about Dhamma.
Okay. So you just want to listen right now. No question.
No.
Okay. Then let me go to the next person. Okay. to Joseph Chi. Hi, Joseph. Please unmute your microphone.
Hello, Ajahn. How are you?
Good. Where are you from? Singapore?
I'm from Malaysia,
Malaysia.
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah. Yeah, Ajahn, I have a question to ask. Yeah, is samadhi equivalent to going into the jhanas? One,
Yes, yes, yes. Samadhi is jhana. Samadhi is the common word for jhana. Jhana, you have different level of jhana. First jhana, second, third, fourth jhana, until the eighth jhana. These are all samadhi.
So for a beginner in meditation, how possible or easy is it for a beginner to be able to attain even the first jhana?
You have to have a lot of mindfulness. You have to be able to stop your thoughts, think as little as possible, and concentrate on your meditation object. If you can continue on focusing on your meditation object, you're actually entering into the first jhana already.
So if a beginner finds it difficult to enter into samadhi, what is the objective then of the breathing meditation or anapanasati? Is it to achieve sati first, to learn how to achieve sati?
Well, see, anapanasati is used when you sit in meditation. Even when you're not sitting in meditation, it's very difficult to watch your breath. So you use the body instead. Kaya kata sati. Before you can sit down and watch your breath, you might have to develop mindfulness of body first, of your body. Keep watching your body. Don't let your mind go away from your body. Whatever you do let your mind do with the body. Don't let the mind go think about other things when you're doing something with your body. Then this you will have mindfulness. So when you sit, then you can use your mindfulness to watch your breathing instead of your body. You're still watching your body, but you're watching the breath. But when you're moving around doing things, it's difficult to watch your breath. So you watch the action of the body instead. This is developing mindfulness. And you want to have samadhi, you have to keep the body still first. If you're moving around like working, your mind cannot have samadhi. So you want to have jhana, have samadhi, you have to sit still first, and then watch your breath to make your mind become still eventually. First, body has to be still before the mind can become still. If you're still walking, you're still doing things, you can only have mindfulness, but you cannot have jhana. If you want to have jhana, you have to sit down. Sit still and not move your body. Some people sit and then they have some pain or something and they keep changing their posture, their position. This is moving your body. So your mind will not be able to become still. So once you sit, you have to leave the body alone. Whether the body feel ache and pain here and there, just leave it alone. Some people are having problem with the saliva, just leave it alone. Don't swallow your saliva. Just leave the saliva. If it wants to come up your mouth, let it comes out. Just don't pay any attention. Just pay attention to your breath. Then your mind can become still and have jhana that way.
How do you suggest to practice watching the body when one is sitting?
No. When you're moving around, when you do things, you watch your body. Like when you taking a shower,
Okay.
you watch your body taking a shower. Don't go think about having food or going someplace. Keep focus with your mind on the body alone. You want to stop your mind from going away into the past or into the future, because by that the mind has to think. You have to think about the past, think about the future, think about this and that. If you keep thinking, your mind will never have jhana. So you have to stop thinking even before you sit down and meditate. So you use watching the body as a way of stopping your thoughts. Just keep watching, work with your body. If you're taking a shower, if the body is taking a shower, you're taking a shower with your body. If your body is eating, you eat with the body. Do everything with the body. Don't multitask. People are nowadays like to do multitasking.
Yes.
They're sitting here watching a movie and they think about what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Yes.
So then your mind just keep running around. Then this way your mind will never become calm or still. So you need to keep it one task at a time.
Right.
No multitask here. Meditation is single task. Okay.
So when sitting, it is watching the breath, but when
Yes.
walking or doing something, then it is watching the body.
Yeah, watching the action that's going on at that time. It's kaya kata sati. Watching the body is called kaya kata sati. Watching the breath is called anapanasati. It's still developing mindfulness, sati, developing sati. By either using the body or using the breath. It depends on the situation. If you're moving around, then you watch your body. If you're sitting still, then you can watch your breath. Okay, but there's another method also. Some people can use just a mantra, recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. This you can do at any time. Whether you walking, sitting, or doing anything, you can keep reciting the mantra. And when you sit and meditate, you can also use the mantra alone, also, without having to watch the breath. So in Thailand, teachers, forest tradition teacher usually teaches the using of the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto to be mindful. Once you have mindfulness with Bhutto, when you sit, you continue on with Bhutto, Bhutto, and your mind can enter into jhana also that way. Okay? Good enough?
Yeah. Another thing I want to ask you is, as I'm learning about Buddhism and I'm thinking about the five aggregates and so on, I realize that I don't know whether I'm right to say this, that for many or all of us, since young, going to school and growing up and learning education, the media, everything we've gone through, watching entertainment, reading the news and so on, all this has filled our mind with things that are wrong. So there are a lot of things to change in our mind because of all these defilements. Am I right?
Yes, you have to learn that all the things that you think makes you happy can really turn the other way around. Things that make you happy today can make you sad tomorrow because they are changing. Everything changes. So this is what you want to teach your mind so that you then can turn your mind away from these things and turn your mind toward the Dhamma, the practice of the Dhamma instead. Because the practice of Dhamma will give you lasting happiness, unchanging happiness. With everything else, they are all changing happiness, not lasting, temporary happiness. So this is the purpose of study the Dhamma. The first step is to teach you to which direction you should go. You should not go in the direction of seeking for wealth, status, and happiness from things, from sensual objects, because they are changing. They are not permanent. They are not reliable. They can turn it into sadness sooner or later. Once you can see this, then you can then turn your mind toward the Dhamma. So you then will start practicing dana, practicing sila, and practicing bhavana. Okay. Okay, let me go to the next person.
Thank you,
If you
Ajahn.
have any question, we can come back later, okay?
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, the next person is Philip Lim. Hi, Philip. Please unmute your microphone. Can you
Ajahn,
hear me okay? How's the sound today?
yes, the sound is good. The sound is good.
Okay.
Good evening. You just came back and just saw the message. We were expecting it to be on Tuesday, but today is Monday. That you're having this talk.
It's changing, see, because that's why I don't want to give a schedule, because my schedule changes with the holidays. See.
I see.
Tomorrow is a Thai holiday,
I see.
commemorating the death of the last king, the previous king, Rama the Ninth.
I see.
So they have a holiday. So I have to give a talk in the afternoon. Then I will be tired, won't be able to come and talk to you tomorrow night. So then I decide today I have free time, so I have plenty of time to rest. So I then can talk to you today. People ask me to tell them the schedule and say, I have no schedule. My schedule is flexible. It changes with time, with the changing circumstances.
Like yesterday afternoon, we were expecting it to be on Facebook.
But nothing, right?
Nothing, correct.
But I think it was Patina, right, yesterday?
Because I did it on a Thursday, I think Thursday or Friday already. So I don't want to be overexposed. You might get bored with me if I expose myself too much. So I try to keep this thing one a week, one Zoom meeting and one live Q&A a week. I think this will be quite a good amount, to share the Dhamma with you. Okay, you have any question today, Angeline?
No, I feel that I still have that boredom that I go through. So yeah, I still have to overcome that portion of it.
Yes, you have to calm your mind. If you are craving, your desire for something different, that makes you feel boredom with things that you keep seeing every day.
Yes.
But if you can stop your mind from thinking, then the boredom will disappear.
Right.
If you can calm your mind and have upekkha, then your mind will not feel bored with anything.
Yeah, but
Everything will become fresh, like new, everything.
yes. Yeah.
But if you let your mind think, then your mind keeps thinking, oh, it's the same old thing every day. Day after day, day after day. What am I living for,
Yeah, sometimes, the mind keep playing the same thing over and over. So that's why after a while, I tend to like, what am I doing, So am I doing the right thing? And then after that, I tend to whether to continue or to get out. And then sometimes because my children, I hear them wanting or needing my attention, so I have to leave and to focus my attention otherwise.
Anytime when you feel bad, you need a Dhamma medicine, nothing else. Just remind yourself this. I need to go and have a quiet moment by myself, calm my mind down, Bhutto, or do some chanting if you cannot meditate yet. Just to forget about all the problem or all the things that make you feel bad. It's from your thoughts. See? So when you stop thinking, then this bad feeling will disappear.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, but we tend to solve the problem differently. So when we feel bored or we feel stressful, we turn to some other thing to replace it.
Yeah, I think that's very.
But then sometimes you cannot turn to other thing. Then what you do, you cannot turn to Philip. Philip is working, so so you turn to meditation. You can always meditate.
Okay.
Or to turn to chanting. If you cannot meditate, just turn to chanting.
Yeah, I think I have to chant more.
Yeah. Try to find some quiet space alone, and then just chanting, reciting Bhutto. Or if you can meditate, just watch your breath. And after a while, you forget about the things that you've been thinking about, the boredom and all and the bad feeling will disappear.
This is
Okay.
phase that I have to go through.
This everybody has to go through if they're a lay person.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. Things are never truly satisfactory. They are good for a brief moment, and then after that they become not satisfactory anymore. So you have to look for something new all the time. Keep changing, keep looking for something to satisfy your mind. And they can only satisfy you briefly. And after a while, you become bored with them again. So you have to change again. But if you meditate, then you don't have to change. You know? Every time you feel bored, feel unsatisfied, just go meditate.
So the mind just keep jumping. So the only way to control it, to bring it back, is to just
to calm it down. Yeah. You just keep going for changing from one object to the next.
Yeah.
One sensual object to the next. And they're all the same. They're all sensual objects. They are all dukkha eventually. They might be sukhang at first, but eventually they'll turn into dukkha.
All right. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. You have no question, Philip?
One slight question. It's regards to meditation. When you are calming your mind during meditation and you're following your breath, and the mind comes down, and sometimes you notice that the mind comes back up alive. Maybe it's agitation and things like that. What is it? Is it the mind looking at the mind, or that action when is coming out?
You're not mindful. Your mind, you lose your mindfulness.
Okay.
So you have to bring your mindfulness back by either keep reciting Bhutto, 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 or keep watching your breath. Once you watch your breath or recite Bhutto, Bhutto, then this other thing will not arise.
So it goes, yeah, and then I noticed that it goes up after a while, then it goes back down into
your mindfulness is still not stable, so it keeps rising and falling.
Right.
So you have to develop more mindfulness to make it continuous. It's like driving a car with your gas pedal up and down, up and down. Your car keep moving forward and slowing down.
Okay.
This is the way our mindfulness, when we start to practice mindfulness, this is the way it is. We have a few moments of mindfulness, and the next few moments our mindfulness is gone. Then we start to think about something else. And then when we realize we're not with our mindfulness object, then we turn it back, bring it back to the mindfulness object again. Okay, just know that when you meditate and something comes up, it means your mind is not focusing anymore. You should bring it back to focus on your meditation object. If you do, then nothing can come up. Only calm and peace will come up if you keep concentrating on your meditation object. Okay, let me go to your friend who's next to you right now, Alvin Lee. Hi, Alvin.
Hi, Ajahn, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, Ajahn, I've got just one simple question. When we talk about 4 foundation of mindfulness, when people talk about practicing 4 foundation of mindfulness, is that practicing mindfulness, or are we trying to practice samadhi? Can we practice samadhi using the 4 foundation mindfulness?
No, actually, the 4 foundation of mindfulness is divided into mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom. With mindfulness, you use the body or you use the breath as your object of mindfulness. Once you have mindfulness, then you can have jhana. When you sit and you meditate, your mind will enter into jhana. And once you have jhana, when you come out, then you can use the body, the feeling, and the mind as your object of vipassana. These are the objects you want to teach your mind to let go. Right now, your mind is clings to the body, clings to the feelings, and clings to the mind, the mental states of the mind. And by clinging to them makes you sick, makes you sad, makes you unhappy, because you don't not understand the nature of this thing. These things are constantly changing. The body is changing, the feeling changing, the mental state keep changing. But you want them to be fixed. You want them to be what you want, what you like. But they don't last what you like. You want good feeling, but they don't remain all the time. You'll be replaced by neutral feeling, and then be replaced by bad feeling. Same way with your state of mind. Sometimes you feel fresh, sometimes you feel low, sometimes you feel high, sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you're restless, sometimes you are calm. These are all the changing nature of the states of mind. And by studying the nature, you learn how to deal with them. And the way to deal with them that will not cause you any dukkha is to leave them alone.
So
we want to manage them, we want to control them, but you cannot because they are anatta. They are not under anybody's control.
So, Ajahn, basically, when you practice this four foundation of mindfulness, like you said, mindfulness, samadhi, and panya, it's not by sitting down, right? It's not like during your meditation session, right?
When you practice in all posture except when you go to sleep. So it depends on what you want. If you want jhana, you have to sit down. That's the only position you can get jhana. But as far as mindfulness and wisdom, you can do it in any posture, in any situation. And sometimes you're forced to do it because when you run into a crisis, for instance, when you get sick, you're forced automatically to use sati, mindfulness and wisdom to calm your mind, to tame your mind. If you don't have mindfulness and wisdom, you can feel sad, you can feel worried, anxious. Am I going to die? Am I going to get well? So forth. But if you have mindfulness, you say, well, this is the way the body is. You don't know whether it might die, it might not die. It's anatta. So let it be. If you don't want to be anxious, if you don't want to be agitated or worry, then you just have to, whatever will be, will be. Let the doctor do the work. Let the medicine do the work. Let the karma do the work. Maybe it's your karma to live, to continue living, so you don't die. Maybe it's your karma for you to die, so you die. But you don't have to feel bad about it. See, if you can use this mindfulness and wisdom to teach your mind, and your mind can accept either way. Okay, if I don't get well, I die. Or if I don't die, I get well. Or somewhere in between. Maybe I don't get well, but I don't die. I have to live with this sickness. Okay, so be it. What can you do? Your body is anatta. Your feeling is anatta. This is when you use wisdom. Whenever your mind starts to have problems, then you have to use mindfulness and wisdom. When your mind is normal, you practice wisdom just to train your mind for the real thing when it happens. So the practice of mindful wisdom is divided into two parts: doing the homework and taking the test. Before you take the test, you better do your homework first. You have to keep reminding yourself the body is anicca, it's changed, it keeps getting older and older, it's gonna get sick, it's gonna die. This is doing the homework. And then when the actual thing happens, when you get sick, then you say, okay, I've been training my mind to come and take this test. Can I take the test? Can I let go of the body, accept it for what it is? And this is also the real thing. See? When you contemplate, when you're under normal situation, you're just doing the homework. You're not taking the test yet. But when you're under the real situation, when you have a heart attack or something, you know, then you want to see how your mind reacts. Excited or calm. If it's excited, you have to use wisdom to teach your mind to let go of your body. Then your mind can become calm. But you haven't done any practice before, haven't done any homework before, you will fail, just like anything, right? When you study,
Yes.
you have to do the homework first before you can go take the test. Because the homework is prepare you for the test.
Okay.
So right now you're normal, you're not sick, you're not old, you're not dying, you're not dead. So you want to keep teaching your mind that it's not going to be like this. Eventually you're going to be old. Look at old people. They were young like you before, right?
Yes.
But they're not young anymore. So how do they cope with their old age? Are they complaining? Are they not happy? Or are they still smiling and happy and not grumpy or not feel, you know? Look at the Ajahn, all the Ajahn, they're old, but they're not grumpy, you know?
Yeah.
They're smiling, they're happy because they accept aging. They're not disturbed by the aging of the body because they have done their homework. They have done their test.
Okay.
So the practice, when you go to the point of wisdom, then you do it in all four postures, except when you go to sleep. Same thing with mindfulness. You can do it in all four postures. But with samadhi, you have to sit down. Your body has to be still first before your mind can become still.
Okay.
So the four foundation of mindfulness teaches the three practices of mindfulness, of samadhi, and of wisdom or insight, panya. Sati, samadhi, panya. You need to study the four foundation of mindfulness. I didn't mention the fourth foundation of mindfulness, which is the Dhamma. The Dhamma is what you're developing. See? So if you're developing mindfulness, you are developing the Dhamma in the foundation of mindfulness. So you want to develop samadhi, you want to develop sati, you want to develop panya. Then you will be able to see the Four Noble Truths. You will be able to see the Noble Eightfold Path. You will be able to see the five hindrances, so forth. These are all the Dhamma that you will be able to see as you advance in your practice. Okay?
Thanks, Ajahn. Thank you.
All right. Let me go to the next person. Leonard, say hi, Leonard.
Hello, Ajahn. How are you?
Where are you from?
I'm from Singapore.
Hi. Okay. You have any question?
No, I don't have any questions. I'm enjoying listening to what you have just teach Alvin. It's very profound.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep continue on listening then, okay?
I will. Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah.
Let me say hello to Fong Xin Yi and Monica Chen.
Good evening, Rampo. How are you today?
Good. And you?
We are okay so far.
Any question today?
Actually, Rampo, I find that my mindfulness is not getting good because I have been very busy working. But the heart always tell me that, I should improve in my practice. So the heart is always torn between practice and working. What is Rampo's advice on this?
Well, my advice is to practice, but I know it's not possible because your defilement will teach you to to work, will tell you to work more than practice. Because you have defilement always whispering in your ears, telling you to work, tell you to worry about your future, tell you to worry about your body and everything. So if you still worry about this thing, then you cannot practice. But you think, regardless of what you do to the body, it's gonna get old, get sick, and die anyway. So why do I waste my time on the body? I should waste my time on my mind, which need a lot of help. See, the body you cannot help it. Eventually, it's gonna die. But the mind you can help because the mind doesn't die with the body. So you should prioritize the mind before the body. Only do enough for the body just to keep it alive. Have the 4 basic necessities of life: food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. Once you have this, then don't worry about anything else. But you should spend your time on the practice for your mind, because your mind needs a lot of help. Your mind is always afflicted with dukkha, with stress, with worry, anxiety, which you can get rid of if you practice Dhamma. If you don't practice Dhamma, you will never be able to get rid of your mental suffering. No matter how much money you have, how rich you become, you will still worry, you're still anxious, you're still afraid. So I have so much money for? You only need money just to provide security for your body, that's all. Once you have enough security for your body, then you should stop looking for money, working for money. You should turn around and work for your mind. But your defilement don't want you to stay home, or you don't want you to go stay alone because you feel lonely, you feel sad. But this is something you have to overcome by trying to develop as much mindfulness as possible. Because the more mindfulness you have, the more you will be able to subdue your defilement. Not completely get rid of it, but at least you can lessen the strength of your defilement, which keep creating your worry, anxiety, and so forth in your mind.
Yeah, actually, sometimes I do feel that, for people last time, people were already retired. So I keep on telling myself, yeah, I think it's time to retire. But somehow there's always the other side, pulling, saying that, oh, no, I think you should continue to do your duty, and then when you have money, it's good to support also the Sangha. So how do I actually teach the mind to say that, it's okay not to work?
Well, you have to look after yourself first. You cannot look after other people when you cannot look after yourself. Yourself here, I mean your mind. You have to look after your mind. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about the Sangha. Don't worry about your family, your friends. They can look after themselves. What happens when you die? They can go on and without you. So you're not that important to them. You're more important to your mind. You should, because no one else can do for your mind except you. See? So you're not taking your responsibility sensibly. You take responsibility for other people rather than take responsibility for yourself. So you should come back to your mind, look after your mind. Let other people look after themselves. The Buddha said, "Attahi atano nato." Everybody has to look after themselves. Unless you have someone that you have to look after, like your parents, they cannot look after themselves, then you have to look after them. But you might be able to look after them if you have money and if you want to have time to practice, you can hire someone to do the job for you, looking after them, so you can have the time to practice Dhamma. If you want to practice Dhamma, there's always a way for you to go. But if you don't want to practice Dhamma, then there's always a blockage in every path that you want to go. somebody, something always will keeping you from doing the practice. So you have to reflect on your body. The Buddha teaches us to keep thinking every day. Having been born, the body is subjected to aging, sickness, and death, and separation. Keep reminding yourself this fact until it becomes profound in your mind, become obvious in your mind. And you say, what am I waiting for? I don't have much time left now if I procrastinate. I have to start doing my practice because I'm getting older and older, and sickness is coming closer and closer. Death is coming closer and closer. So eventually, if I still keep doing things for other people, I won't have time to do my own practice. Look at the Buddha. He had to go out of the palace to see the old people, sick people, and dead people before he become pushed to go to do the practice. Before that, he didn't see anything about it. He didn't know anything about his body. He didn't know that his body gonna get old, get sick, and die. And he don't know how it's like to be old, be sick, and die. Until he went out and see the real thing. And you see an old person walking, feeble, no strength, and have to have a cane. See a sick person lying and mourning, crying. See a possession of a dead body, corpse. Then he realized this is his future. This is going to happen to him. So he said he has to do something about this. And the only way to do this is to practice Dhamma. If you want to save your mind from dukkha, from suffering, when you get old, get sick, or die. Okay?
Yes, okay. Very good.
Okay. Does your daughter have any question today?
As of today, don't have. I just need to practice more because, I think I don't put in enough time to practice.
Okay. Let me say hello to Kenneth then. Hi, Kenneth. Please unmute your microphone. Okay.
Good afternoon, Ajahn.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Finished with your teaching today?
Yes, I just finished, and I noticed you were online at an unusual day.
Yes, because I have my schedule keep changing, so I have to keep changing the schedule.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'll be busy tomorrow, so I won't be able to have the Zoom meeting tomorrow. So I push it up one day to today.
Okay, thank you.
And this will be like this from time to time.
Yeah.
Normally I try to keep it Tuesday, but sometimes I have to move it up to Monday. Sometimes I have to move it back down to Wednesday.
Okay. May I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
The question is, if we get to the more towards the position where we can see that everyone is the same, everyone is equal in terms of, we all face aging, sickness, and death. We're all on the same level. Or if we can see by looking at the body, like last week I was talking about watching myself walking as a skeleton, and Ajahn suggested to look at other people as skeletons as well. So we really bring everyone down to the same level. My question is, if we do that and move in that direction, is this like similar to developing metta for everyone?
Yes, it's similar because even though you see that everybody is the same, and you might be misled by your defilements, since we are all the same, why bother helping anybody, right? But you said, well, like people need help, and if you need help, if someone help you, how do you feel? Even though eventually whoever you help is gonna die anyway. But when they're still alive, if you can do something for them to make them feel better, you still want to do it.
Okay.
Is this what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I had just seen one of your answers last week, which was referring to when we see everyone as being the same, then we somehow develop universal kindness, metta, towards everyone. It can lead to that, and I was just reflecting on that, and I just wanted to check that's actually what you were pointing towards.
Well, basically, we're all in the same boat, and there's no reason why we should be hurting one another, because we should try to help and live together in peace rather than trying to live and fighting and causing more harm. We already have enough harm in ourselves. We have aging, sickness, and death harming us, which is more than enough already. So we shouldn't put more harm or more stress upon other human beings.
Okay.
In fact, we should try to lessen the stress, their suffering, by helping them if we can.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. That's very good. Thank you.
All right. Do we have any more? Okay. We have Gek Yen So. Hi, Gek. How are you? From
Hey,
Penang.
Ajahn. Yeah, Ajahn. Good evening. Nice to meet you again.
Would you have any question today?
Ajahn, I noticed that I have better concentration if I recite the Buddha name together with the breathe in and breathe out. So is it okay both together, combination?
I think at the start, maybe you can, but eventually I think you should just watch your breath. If you can watch your breath without reciting the mantra, then your mind can become calmer. But if you think you can use both and then enter into jhana, I think that's okay. Okay also, I don't know. I haven't tried this method. I only use the breath. So whatever, if it works for you, it's okay. If it can calm your mind, make your mind become still, then it's okay.
Maybe because my background, mainly I attached to the Mahayana temple, and we do chant a lot of Buddha names. So I used to the chanting of Buddha names, in the past.
Okay.
Maybe that is the reason.
Okay. See, we have different people have different preferences. So whichever method works for you is okay. The goal is to still your mind, to make your mind become calm and still and peaceful and happy. If you can do that, then it's okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
We'll go to Chandra. Hi, Chandra. Where are you from, Chandra? Unmute your microphone, please.
Ajahn. Good evening, Ajahn. I'm from Indonesia.
How are you?
Fine, Ajahn. Maybe I want to know, I want explanation about the reincarnation and rebirth. What is the difference? And because some of the men already reincarnation in this world. Now the experience before they died, but I still don't understand what is the difference between rebirth and reincarnation.
I think the two words means the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Rebirth or reincarnation is, right now you have this body. In the future, your body will die.
Yeah.
But the mind who controls the body doesn't die with the body.
Ah.
Body is the one who knows, the one who sings. This one doesn't die with the body. So when the body dies, the one who knows or the one who sings become a spirit, a spiritual being. And then this spiritual being will eventually reunite with a new body.
Ah.
When it does that, it has rebirth again. It gets a new body. Like you get this new body. Before you got this body, before that you have another body before.
Yes.
And your old body dies. So you then look for a new body. And now you get this body. And this body will also die one day.
Yes.
And you will go look for a new body again. So you keep having rebirth continuously.
Yes.
The reason why you keep going for body is because you need body to make you happy. You need body to eat, to see, to listen, to hear, to feel, to touch, to make you happy.
Okay.
So,
So the same, yeah, Ajahn, yeah.
huh?
Rebirth and reincarnation is the same.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's the same thing.
Oh,
But maybe different people might have different interpretation.
yeah.
I think reincarnation might be used more for Hindu, I'm not sure.
Yes.
In Buddhist, I hear just the translation as rebirth.
Because in Indonesia, there is our teacher said that difference between reincarnation and rebirth, because there is no atta in rebirth. But I don't understand also.
Yeah. There's no atta in the mind. The mind who takes rebirth actually has no self. But delusion still make it think that there is a self, that it is a self. When in fact it is not a self, it's just a mind, a knowing element, consciousness.
Consciousness. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. We have people without video, so I cannot talk to you, okay? If you want to talk, you have to turn on your video.
Yeah.
Chiong, Malaysia, please unmute your microphone.
Hello, Ajahn.
Hi,
Good
how are
evening.
you?
Good, thank you. I have not been practicing my meditation. I should spend more time on it.
Yes, okay. So you have no questions, just want to listen.
Yes, just want to listen. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, Ajahn.
Okay. We have Kiran. He's doesn't turn on the video. So may I move to the next person then? Who else? Ankit Shandy. Raise his hand. Where are you? I cannot see you here on the screen. Ankit Shandy. If you are somewhere, please unmute your microphone.
Unmute your microphone. Hello.
Hello.
Greetings of the day, Ajahn, sir.
Who are you?
I'm Ankit from India.
Okay. You have question?
Yes, I have questions actually regarding meditation only.
Please go ahead.
Sir, actually, I am practicing Vipassana from past 2.5 years, like Anapanasati. Hello?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
So my question is, what should I do? Like I am practicing for 3.5 to 4 hours daily, sometimes 5 hours in the holidays. So my first question is, how should I stop my shattering mind? Means that the thoughts which are coming, I'm totally concentrated on the first step as told in this tradition, Ajahn Shah tradition, that first build the foundation, that you should keep your focus on the breath only, mindfulnessly, so that the thought should not come, or but the problem is that the thought is continuous over there. Like for sometimes I am on the breath, and then after sometimes the thought arises, like questioning on the breath only. Okay, this is going fine. This is like, what should I do for this? Like I'm practicing from past 2 years, and I'm not getting the exact result what I want. So that I should also experience the phases of like nimittas and jahanas. So this is my first question, sir.
Well, I think what you need more mindfulness. Your mindfulness is not continuous. So you're not focusing on your breath continuously. So then your thought can keep arising. So what you should do is, when your thought arises, you should ignore your thought and just keep focusing on your breath.
Okay.
Don't pay attention to your thought. Just pay attention to your breath only. And then eventually, if your mindfulness is strong enough, then your thought will disappear. Okay?
I have another question. So is it possible that in my daily life, I'm a lay person, so I'm like practicing meditation also and doing my other tasks also, like work and studies and all those things. With that, it is possible to achieve the nimittas and then jahanas?
That will be difficult because you won't have time to develop mindfulness. You have to use your thought a lot when you have to work and deal with people. So it's better to become a monk. Then you will have more time to meditate, more time to develop mindfulness. Then you will be able to have jhana that way.
Okay, sir.
Okay? All right? Okay, and right now I think we have answered, everybody has a chance to ask questions. Now we'll make it, there's one person called Dana 10. Dana 10, are you real or not? Dana 10, maybe you're not real. Okay, you'll go to somebody else. Okay, Ankit, did you hear my answer to your question? Please unmute your microphone. Okay, go ahead, speak.
Hello. Yes, sir. I heard your answers, and I'm satisfied with it. And I will try to like after practice of few years, then I will also try to be a monk.
Yes, if you want to have jhana, you have to have lots of time to meditate and lots of time to develop mindfulness. If you work, you have to use your thoughts a lot. Then it will be difficult to stop your thought when you meditate.
Okay, sir.
I think your picture just freeze. I think something wrong with your connection. I think we have everybody's answered, asked question. So right now, if anybody has any question, you can just go ahead, raise your hand and unmute your microphone.
Jane, you have a question from Facebook.
Please go ahead.
Dan, I received 4 questions from Facebook. The first question.
Can you speak louder?
The first question is
Yes.
from Eduardo Polcara, and he says, "Dear Ajahn, in order to improve meditation practice, is it better to avoid meat consumption?"
Doesn't matter whether you eat meat or vegetable. What you should do is not eat too much. Just eat enough to keep your body going, like eating once a day. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you eat, whether it's meat or vegetable, has no effect on your practice of meditation. Okay.
Okay. The second question is from Miss Wei Chengo. Ajahn, may I know if it's correct to say that samatha or vipassana are the methods of meditation
Well, meditation
to
has
achieve samadhi?
to achieve samadhi is called samatha. Samatha is concentration, concentrating your mind on a meditation object, such as your breath. And then if you can persist on your concentration, your mind will enter into samadhi. Why vipassana is another level. It's a different practice. It's a practice of developing wisdom by studying the true nature of things as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. So this is two separate subjects. Samatha is one subject and vipassana is another subject. Third question.
The third question is also from Wei Shengo. Is concentrating on breathing one of the objects in samatha meditation?
Yes, it's one of the object of meditation. You can use different objects. If you don't like watching your breath, you can recite a mantra like Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or you can visualize the skeleton. There are many different objects of meditation, but we commonly use these two, either watch your breath or recite a mantra. Is that all?
And the last question from Miss Ayi. Ajahn, I cannot understand Thai language, but when I listen to Ajahn Dhamma talk in Thai on Facebook, when I just close my eyes and watching my breath and recite Buddha, it makes me calm. Is it true or not, Ajahn?
Yes, you can listen to Dhamma talk and calm your mind, because then you're not thinking about anything. When you focus your attention on the Dhamma talk, it doesn't matter which language is being spoken. You can calm your mind by using the sound of the Dhamma talk. But you will not get wisdom because you don't understand what is being taught. You can get samadhi, but not wisdom. But if you can understand the language, you might be able to get both, get samadhi and also get wisdom. Then you can become enlightened. Who else? Which one? Do you know? Anybody raise their hand?
We have a Kiran. Kiran is coming in. You want to talk, Kiran? Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Okay, again. Unmute. Okay.
Vandami Banteji. I am from Bangalore, India.
How are you?
Very good, Ajahn. You came in my dream. And I don't know, maybe it is Dhamma. You came in my dream and you were asking someone to create a timetable for me to practice. I want to become a monk, but since you had said that it's better that I can ordain somewhere else and then come to you for practice, so I'm trying to find a way for that.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot ordain you. And the abbot here, he doesn't ordain foreigners. He requires that they have to learn Thai first before he would ordain them.
Right.
So if you want to be ordained here, you might have to study Thai first. You have to be able to communicate in Thai before he will ordain you.
Right.
So maybe it's easier for you to go to another temple somewhere in Thailand and get ordination. And then you can come and stay with us. At first, you might have to stay on a temporary basis.
Okay.
Just 2 weeks at a time. And then depends on the abbot whether he will let you stay longer or not.
Right. So Ajahn, is it that they can allow us within the 5 years, or is after 5 years that we can come to you as a guest monk and practice?
It depends on the person who ordained you.
Okay.
If he knows the person then you're gonna go stay with is a credible teacher, then he might let you go. But if you just want to go and wandering around, then he probably won't let you go. Because you still need to have supervision during your first 5 years. You shouldn't be living alone.
Yes, Ajahn.
So like for me, I ordained in Bangkok.
Right.
And then I asked permission from the person who ordained me to go and stay with Ajahn Mahabua.
Right.
And he said, okay. He knows Ajahn Mahabua. He knows he's a good teacher. So he allowed me to go.
Okay.
Is that all the question you have today?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, nice talking to you.
Okay, we have a Wen Aloha.
Vandami Bante.
How are you? Where are you from? Burma or?
When, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. You have to unmute your microphone again. It's off. Okay, now you can talk.
I am from India, Bante.
I see. Which part of India? Delhi?
Andhra Pradesh. I am born and brought up in Mumbai. The monastery that I am in right now is in Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Buddhist monastery.
Yes, Noyana Forest Monastery.
Is it Theravada or Mahayana?
Yes, it's a Theravada monastery, Bante.
Okay. Under anybody tradition?
No other tradition, just Theravada.
Just Theravada.
Monks here. It actually, this monastery new, it just started. So we have just ordained few here. So Bante, Ajahn, my question is, how do I know whether the desire that I'm having right now, is it craving or is it a wholesome desire or a wish, the chanda that we speak of, whether it is tanha or whether it is chanda? How do we differentiate that?
They are the same. It refers to your desire for something. If you desire for something to see, this is sensual. It's called kama tanha. If you desire to be something, then this is bhava tanha. If you decide not to be something, then it's called vibhava tanha. So this is how our mind works. Like when you're a monk and you don't want to become a monk anymore, this is called vibhava tanha.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Ajahn, there are wholesome desires also, right? When we speak about chanda itipa, so chanda is a wholesome desire.
If you want to keep the precept, this is wholesome desire. If you want to meditate, if you want to give dana, this is considered to be wholesome desire. If you want to study the Dhamma, listen to Dhamma talk, this is wholesome desire. Because it leads to the cessation of suffering. See? Anything that leads to the cessation of suffering is considered wholesome desire. Any desire that leads to more rebirth is called unwholesome desire.
So Ajahn, when, like, let's say, for example, I want to come to Thailand, I want to come to a certain monastery there. From the outside, this is a very wholesome desire. Like, I want to go there, listen to Dhamma or visit a monastery. But can this also be a craving? Kind of like...
Yes. Sometimes your defilement use this reason for going outside. But the real reason is you don't want to stay in the monastery. You want to go outside. You want to change the venue. You want to see things outside of the monastery. So you use this excuse to say, I'm going to a different temple to study with another teacher, for instance.
So Bhante, how to identify that, whether it is craving or whether it is a real wish, a wholesome desire? Like, is my defilement, is it this wish or this desire is influenced by defilement, or whether it is really my wish to listen, a wholesome desire, a virtuous desire to learn Dhamma.
Well, you can allow yourself one desire. Say, for instance, you want to go to stay with another teacher. But once you go there, then you say, you have to stay for 5 years with that teacher. Then it will stop your defilement from using excuse for you to go to another temple. There are people who come and stay with me, I ask them to stay for 5 years. If they don't want to stay for 5 years, once they leave, they cannot come back.
Okay.
So you have to have
thank you,
a purpose, and you have to stick to that purpose, not just an excuse to go from this temple to the next. Once you get to the next temple, you say, "Oh, he's not the teacher I want. I want to go to the next temple." And you just keep running around. This is your defilement, misleading you.
So what I understand is we should have a purpose. If there is a purpose behind that desire, that is wholesome.
Right. It can be wholesome or unwholesome also. It depends on the purpose.
Yeah, correct. So once we understand purpose.
Okay. If it's for that cessation of suffering, it's good purpose. If it's for the continuation of rebirth, then it's bad purpose. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Yeah.
How many monks you have in your monastery?
Yeah. Right now, the situation is that I'm a Samner and I have just one more bhikkhu in this monastery right now.
Just two of you, one bhikkhu and one samanera.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, nice talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Kun Vichon, who's the next person?
Okay, ST Fong. ST Fong.
Hi, evening, Ajahn.
Hi, how are
Yeah.
you?
Good. I'm ST from Singapore. Yeah, just to report that I'm happy to join you and to learn. No questions at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next person.
Okay, Gavin.
Gavin.
Going. Hello, Ajahn.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
From Vancouver, USA.
Yes. No questions today. Just finished my morning meditation and saw you online.
You going to work today?
I have to work later today. Yes.
I see. What time you have to get to work?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay. Good. No question. Just want to say hello.
Yes. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Happy to see you again. I'll let your father know when I see him tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. Good to see you.
You will have anything to send to your father?
No, I don't want to bother him. I hope his practice is well.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, next person. Anybody?
Okay, when you want to ask again?
Yes. So is it unmuted? Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, Ajahn, I had this question in my mind when we speak about this Iddhipada, Chanda Iddhipada, Virya Iddhipada, Chitta Iddhipada, and Vimamsa Iddhipada. So I had this doubt, like if Chanda Iddhipada, if someone chooses to do something, so obviously he will put in effort to do it. So how that is different from Virya Iddhipada, like a person of Chanda Iddhipada, how they are different, like how these four are different from each other? Because all the four, Chanda Iddhipada, Virya Iddhipada, Chitta Iddhipada, and Vimamsa Iddhipada are the functions of the mind. So how they are different, and like, because for me, like if someone chooses, like he has to put in effort, he has to take interest in doing that. And obviously whatever problem arises, he has to resolve it. So I want to know a bit about that, if you can explain.
I'm sorry, but I cannot understand the Pali that you you say? Can you translate into English?
The factors of enlightenment.
Yes.
The Itipat is I think it is translated as path of the power, the four powers, the four powers.
Itibada now, okay. Chanda, Viriya, Chitta, Vimamsa. Okay,
Yes,
these
yes, Bhante.
are the four faculties, the mental faculties that you have to develop in your mind. Chanta is your desire for the practice of Dhamma. Your desire to become enlightened is called Chanta. Once you have the desire to become enlightened, then you will have really your energy will come up. Once you have energy, then you can concentrate on your meditation object. This is a citta. Citta is to concentrate on your practice. Vimamsa is thinking only about your practice, not about other things.
So Bhante, this Ajahn, this it's a linear process. Like once you choose, then you focus on effort, then you with interest work on your object of meditation, and
That's
then
right.
you so it starts from chanda and you develop.
You have to be inspired. Chanta means inspired to practice. And in order to get chanta, you have to listen to Dhamma from an enlightened person, like the Buddha and Arahant. Once you can hear from them, you will become inspired. You will have chanda. Once you have chanda, then your energy will just come follow. And then you will then have the energy to concentrate on your meditation, on your practice. And your thought will only be thinking about meditation and practice, not about other things. Vimamsa is thinking.
So we need all four, we need to develop all four in order to progress.
They usually come together. All you need is to get the first one, chanta. Once you get chanta, viriya, citta, vimamsa will come. They come in a group, really. So you need to be inspired. Once you're inspired, then you have the energy to do the practice.
The energy to practice, then with interest we need to keep, that is chitta iddhipat.
Right. Then you'll be concentrating on your practice, and your thought will be only thinking about the practice. So right now, if you're not inspired, then you have to study a lot of teaching of the Buddha. Study his biography, his life story. Then after that, you will become inspired to follow their path, to follow their example.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. Vandami Bhante.
Okay, you're welcome. The next person, please. Anybody, admin?
Okay, I think all of them now. If anybody want to ask, you can raise your hand. Okay, Ankit. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, go ahead.
Okay. Hello.
You have to mute the other speaker first because it gives a feedback.
Bhanteji. Hello.
Okay.
Bhanteji, is it possible for lay person also to reach all the stages of jhanas continuing with their work, or I have to completely become a monk to experience all those stages?
It depends on your mindfulness. It doesn't depend whether you're a monk or a lay person. If you're a monk and if you have no mindfulness, you cannot enter into jhana either. But if you're a lay person and if you have strong mindfulness, you can enter into jhana. So it's not whether you're a monk or a lay person. It depends on whether you have mindfulness or not. But normally, it will be more easier for a monk to have mindfulness than for a lay person, generally speaking. But there might be exceptions. There might be some lay person who have strong mindfulness from their previous life, and they can enter into jhana without having to become a monk. But if you don't have this mindfulness from your previous life, then you might have to become a monk, because then it will give you the time to develop mindfulness. And then you can enter into jhana that way.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. Okay, admin, the next person.
Okay, Sweetan. Okay.
Hi, Sweetan.
Hello, Ajahn. I have a question. It's like in the Satipatthana Sutta, right? Before we can contemplate body in body, is it we already have like jhana?
Well, ideally, if you want to become enlightened, then you need to have jhana first to support your wisdom, to get rid of your attachment to your body. Okay. If you don't have jhana right now, you have enough wisdom already about your body. You know your body is gonna get old, get sick, and die, but you still cannot accept this truth, right? Because your mind is still being influenced by your defilement. So you want to subdue this influence by having jhana. Once you have jhana, then the influence of the defilement is neutralized. Then your mind can become readily acceptive to the truth. It can accept aging, sickness, and death. And it can let go of the body when the time comes.
Okay.
Without equanimity, your defilement will be all over your mind, influencing your mind all the time. To love, to hate, to fear, to be deluded, to think your body is you, belonging to you, so forth. But once you meditate until your mind becomes calm and have equanimity, then this defilement will then be subdued, not eliminated, but it will be subdued to the point where then you can accept the truth. Let go of your attachment to the body. Without equanimity, you will not be able to let go. Like right now, you still don't want to get old, right? You still want to be healthy. You don't want to get sick. You don't want to die. But once you have equanimity and you look at the truth that whether you like it or not, your body gonna get old, get sick, and die. And you say the best way for the mind is to accept it, because once you accept this, then the mind can become calm and peaceful. If the mind doesn't accept, then the mind keeps resisting, fighting against this truth. That's all. We want to stop the mind from resisting the truth. Right now, our mind don't want to accept the truth of aging, sickness, and death.
Then we teach our perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But once you have equanimity, then your mind will not resist the truth. It will. Then you can teach your mind to accept the truth calmly. You get old calmly, you get sick calmly, and you die calmly. That's all. You're not changing anything. You just only change your mind's reaction to things. That's all. Right now, your mind keep reacting negatively to things and causing stress in your mind by resisting the truth. But once you see that the truth is unchanging, you cannot change the truth. And if you want to make your mind not stressful, then you have to accept the truth. And to be able to accept the truth, you have to have equanimity by not reacting to the truth, by not resisting, by just being aware of the truth. Be fair, okay, the body is getting old, the body gets sick, the body dies, so you just accept it. Yeah. Acceptance. We tend to deny the truth. We don't want the truth. We keep denying. By denying, we cause stress in our mind. But once we realize from wisdom that you cannot change the truth, you cannot change the nature of the body, it's going to have to get old, get sick, and die. And the way to make your mind peaceful and calm is to just merely know, merely accepting the truth. And you can do this with equanimity. Without equanimity, you start looking for some way of escape of this truth. If someone's trying to kill you, you want to find a way of escaping, whether you run away or you kill the one who's trying to kill you first. If you escape today, the person will come after you tomorrow. Death will come after you the next day anyway. Not death by this person, you'll die by some other causes. So no run away from truth. The more you run away, the more stressful you become. When you stop running away, then you don't have no stress. You accept the truth. Let it be. Okay, so try to practice samadhi. There's no other way. People want to skip this part. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's so difficult, so hard to get. They think wisdom is a lot easier. Yeah, wisdom without samadhi is useless. It's like a gun with a weak person. A person has no strength. He cannot hold the gun. No matter how good how important the gun is, but if the person holding the gun has no strength to hold it, it's useless. Your mind right now is useless. Your wisdom right now is useless because the mind is weak. It cannot apply the wisdom to the truth, to the mind, to teach the mind to accept the truth. So try to be mindful, develop mindfulness, and sit in meditation. You have too much wisdom already. You listen to so many Dhamma talks, read so many Dhamma books. You know everything. You know the Four Noble Truths. You know everything. But this thing is useless to your mind. It cannot help your mind get rid of your defilements because you lack the important ingredient. That is equanimity. That you have to get from jhana. There's no other way around. So forget about everything right now. What you need is to practice mindfulness and jhana. And the only way to do this, you have to isolate yourself from everything. Because when you are not isolating, you're interacting, you're using your thoughts. So you cannot have mindfulness to stop your thoughts. So you have to be alone. You have to isolate yourself, solitude, seclusion, if you want to have jhana. If you live together, you see each other every day, you keep talking to each other every day. You keep worrying about the other person every day. So you have no time to stop your mind from thinking. Even if you separate at first, the first few days, you still keep thinking about the other person. Because it still lingers in your mind. It's a habit. It takes a while before you can forget about everything when you go isolate yourself. It takes a while. The first few days can be quite difficult because your mind keeps thinking about people and things that you used to mingle with. And that's why it's hard to develop jhana. Once you have jhana, when you listen to Dhamma talk, you can become enlightened. Look at the 5 ascetics. They all have jhanas. So when the Buddha taught them the Four Noble Truths, taught them the Noble Eightfold Path, they become enlightened right away. Because they have jhana already. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
You have to go to work today? Or you work at home? You work at home. Huh? Yeah, okay. This Monday morning for you.
Yes.
Yes, it's a Thanksgiving.
Holiday.
Oh, it's Thanksgiving today, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is holiday in Thailand tomorrow for commemorating the death of the last king.
Yeah.
So we have a holiday tomorrow. That means I have to work tomorrow. I have to give Dhamma talk.
We don't have to work.
That's why I have to give Dhamma talk tonight instead of tomorrow night. Because tomorrow I'll be tired after I finish giving Dhamma talk in the afternoon. And I don't have the energy to talk more in the evening. So I moved the meeting up to tonight instead.
I really like the analogy you post today in the Facebook about the anesthesia. The patient, like without samadhi, is like patient. If you go for surgery without anesthesia, the patient will struggle, and then if you use anesthesia, the surgery will be easy. And then, yeah, that's really good analogy.
Samadhi is like anesthesia for the mind, keep the mind calm. Then the mind can then accept aging, sickness, and death. Or you keep fighting, resisting, like resisting the doctor incision of the blade into the body.
Yeah. That analogy really stuck to me. It's really good analogy.
Okay, so you have to anesthetize your mind first.
It's a good slap in the face, Ajahn, but it's a really good slap. Like the you telling us to be secluded, and it's a slap in the face. But like I say, it's a good slap.
Wake you up.
Slap us out of the reality.
You have to make some planning to work alone, to be separated.
Right.
If you try, you can do it. But your defilements don't want you to be separated, because you know you feel lonely. When you first do it, you feel lonely. And you have to accept it. It's like taking bitter medicine. If you want to get well, you have to take this bitter medicine. You have to isolate yourself. You have to live alone. Then you'll be able to develop a lot of mindfulness. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn, for the good slap.
I didn't mean to slap you. I'm just telling you the truth. That's all.
But it's good. It's a workout. It's a wake up call, Ajahn. It's good.
Yeah, you never thought about this, huh?
No, like I didn't. Nobody's been so honest. I think, like I said, it's a wake up call. It's a slap, but it's a good slap.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, well, let's see the next person.
Okay, and Anthony Lee, you have any question? Anthony.
Yeah, good evening, Bhante. I'm from Malaysia. I'm actually following your session now on Facebook as well. I've posted two questions. One is the question on a person achieving stream entry by just listening to the suttas. It was said that many devotees during Buddha's time, they achieve this by listening. Is it true?
Yes, if they have jhana, you need to have jhana first. Without jhana, without equanimity, you cannot achieve by listening.
And the second question I posed was, if a person is not thinking, can he do so without also focusing on the breath? Means doing the two without.
Can you repeat the question again? The early part of the question. Geng, what do you mean by that?
Means, you see, when you say don't think, all right? When you say don't think means you are just like staring blindly.
Not staring. You have to be focused on your breath.
On the focus on the breath. So you, okay.
Okay. If you're staring, then you cannot stop you from thinking. Unless you have strong mindfulness and you can tell yourself to stop thinking. But it's almost not possible for anybody to tell yourself to stop thinking. You can only stop it thinking by focusing your attention on something else, like on your breath or on your mantra.
Because sometimes someone just stare blindly at the wall, so he's not thinking at all.
You think he's not thinking, but I don't think he's not thinking. He's thinking.
Okay, thanks, Ajahn.
Okay. Well, we're almost 2 hours into the meeting now today. So anybody else? I'll let you have another question. The one last question before we say goodbye. Two people raised their hand.
I saw Joseph Ching.
Lim King Heng.
Okay, Joseph.
Yeah, Ajahn.
Yes, go ahead. Who are you?
I have one question. When teachers talk about the supra-mundane mind, is it the same as the, what do you call, the silent mind?
No, these are the noble mind, the Sotapanna, the Sakidakami, Anakami, and Arahant mind. It's called supramundane.
Right.
Beyond, above mundane world. Mundane is the samsara mind, like us. Our mind are still in samsara. With the noble disciple, they are in the supramundane level, in the different plane of existence.
So for normal practitioners, that means we are in the mundane mind, not in the
That's
supra.
right. Our mind is mundane, on the mundane level, on the
Yeah. And
laws of existence.
when I read the sharing of Ajahn Mahabua translated, he mentions a lot about the heart. He doesn't use the word mind. Does he mean the same thing as mind?
Yes, yes. The heart and the mind usually refer to the same thing, the knowing element.
Oh, the knowing element. Okay, okay.
Right? In Thailand, we use them either one, either the mind or the heart. Sometimes we use them both. Jit jai. Jit means the mind, jai means the heart.
So where is this mind or heart? Is it up here or is it here in the heart center?
It's in a different world. It's in a spiritual realm. It's not in the body. It's connected by the consciousness, the five consciousness, the vinyana, the five vinyana.
Okay, it's in the spirit realm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it extends the five vinyana to attach to the body, the five consciousness in the vinyana in the namakanda. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Lim Kim Heng.
Yeah. Ajahn, nice to talk to you. Yeah. I'm from Malaysia. Yeah. Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Ajahn, I just want to ask, because you mentioned about a person should attain jhana so that he can develop insight or get further progress in the spiritual thing. So until which stage of jhana should he attain so that he will have that?
Fourth jhana.
Fourth jhana. I see. Not necessarily.
Become still and peaceful and happy and neutral.
I see. No need to develop until the eighth jhana.
No, you don't need to. That's the fourth jhana is enough.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, I think that's about time we have for today. It's about 2 hours already into the meeting, more or less. So I have to say goodbye to you all for now. Thank you for your participation. I hope you will advance in your practice. Keep on practicing, developing mindfulness, keeping the precepts, and I think study the Dhamma teaching of the Buddha. And this will then lead you to enlightenment eventually. Okay, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay mindful. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Sadhu. Thank you, admin. Thank you, admin.
Bye bye, admin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Admin.
Thank you, Ajahn.